it's affecting people like me and the elderly, and it just doesn't have a place in Connecticut's heart.
We have to find $53 million in cuts, which I believe we can find, using some of the governor's list that he put out the other day, plus some changes that we're talking about.
Potential cuts to Medicaid could have a widespread impact come the new political year. Chief Political Correspondent Mark Davis, how did the state wind up getting into this mess, and what are our pals up in Hartford planning on doing about it?
Hi, Tom. Good morning, everyone from the Hartford newsroom. Well, most of the legislative leaders that I've spoken to have admitted that this was a mistake. They didn't realize what a big impact these cuts to the renters rebate, the Medicare savings program would have. They thought it was going to be about 60,000 people. It's almost double that, 113,000. And Senator Fasano there was just talking about they have to find $53 million. That's only for the first 6 months of the new year. For the second part of the biennium, it would be another $130 million. That means it's a $180 million problem. And with the state comptroller announcing on Friday that the budget deficit for the current budget year is well in excess of $200 million, it's a very big problem. They're scrambling over there at the Capitol trying to find some way to change this Medicare savings program cut before it goes into effect on January 1st. The Democrats I've spoken to, the Democratic leaders, don't think they can find it. Republicans are more optimistic. We'll see what happens. There was a little bit of good news I was able to report Friday. I almost stumbled on it just a minute ago. The renters rebate checks that usually go out in October, that was another mistake in the state budget that they finally fixed last month. Those checks started going out this past week at a rate of $8,000 per day. So many of the same seniors and disabled who qualify for the renters rebate program should be getting their checks within the next 2 weeks, about $8,000 a day.
So, Mark, in the remaining time we have this morning, you spent some time last week talking with some people that were directly impacted by this. How are they handling this all? They got those letters saying, you know, you're being cut. That couldn't have gone over well.
We have to talk about the population that we're talking about here. These are senior citizens, old folks, and the disabled who live on their Social Security or Social Security disability. Very, very small amounts of money. People who are living on $1,200 a month. And this extra help that the state has been doing was a blessing to them to help them get by through the year. This Medicare savings plan actually pays the full amount for their Medicare premium. A lot of people don't understand this, but when you apply for Social Security, say you're getting $1,000 a month, well, the Social Security Administration reduces that by the Medicare premium. What the state's been doing is reimbursing you for that to help you get through the month. And people say, well, Connecticut's one of the few states in the nation that does this. Well, that's true, but this is one of the highest cost of living states in the nation. That's why they did it.
Well, I'm sure they'll figure this one out, Mark.
Well, they've got to do it within the next couple of weeks. To try to because after the next couple of weeks, people will be away traveling for the holidays up at the state capitol. So they've really got to do it within the next 2 to 3 weeks if they're going to come back, because it will take a legislative vote.
Senior Political Correspondent Mark Davis, thanks for joining us this morning. Next on Cap Report, money is approved for some big state projects, but will the money be spent? Let's discuss this when we get back.